Hello everybody. Now welcome to English lessons. I'm Farooq teacher. Today we'll be speaking with you about how to write a story. Let's have a look. Now this is one of the stories which I gave to my students a few days ago, and the title is called The Best Given to Her Life. So this story was written by one participant of our competition, and let's check whether they have grammar errors or meaning logical errors. So let's start. So if you look at the beginning part, it's actually this one is introduction, and we can see a lot of events here, and it's of course 1.5 page story. The number of words here 897, and here I have written some tips, teachers' comments. So you can see here. So first one, yes, a very impressive story, and of course the student has written with a good grammar control, meaning, organization, and linking. And I advise you to use these tips, the following tips, to make it much better. So first one, I advise you to plan an outline plan for your story so that you can follow in order. Divide your story into 3 parts: introduction, main events, and conclusion, just as we do in I'll just say. Then make up chapters for your story. Dividing your story into chapters will give you an opportunity to follow your objectives and also to develop your story into logical order. Of course, your story will be order by order, so that it will be easy to read and to follow too. The second one, writing with a descriptive style. Well, about writing stories, we have to make sure that we depict the events vividly. Here, vividly means as if seen through hero's eyes. Now, what does that mean? This means you are a writer and you have to introduce every event through your hero's eyes, for example, Tahir's eyes. The third one, it's better to start your story with setting the scene. This includes the weather state. Let's say you can start, the wind was blowing and the birds were singing. Late evening, so Tahir woke up and did something else. Okay, second technique is people's descriptions. So what, who was doing what. For example, Tahir was just looking through his magazine and suddenly found a very interesting tip on the book. And he shuffled to copy that tip onto his notebook, and so on like this. The third one, describing the surroundings. So in order to describe the surroundings, you should also know very well about the place. Let's say the park, if it's the park or any other place or restaurant or cafe, so you have to describe the surroundings. Let's say on entering the restaurant, you can see a lot of lamps and also trees surrounding the whole restaurant outside. And the fourth one, people's reactions. So how can we describe people's reactions? Of course, by feelings and reactions too. So who were feeling how? You should say this. And you can also say that, for example, in our story, Tahir's mother and also cousin were feeling quite comfortable with the restaurant, but they didn't seem to like the, let's say, design or layout of the restaurant too. So let's say like this. Or maybe right after reading the letter, uh, Tohor felt really shocked. How could this be so amazing and also fast? So like this. Now the tip number 4: link your events logically. So it should be easy to understand and to flow. Of course, your events and sentences should be logically, let's say, linked, because if they don't, so it will be somehow difficult for us to understand and what your main idea is. So in conclusion, for today and for now, these 4 tips for you, and the story here comes. So let's read the story together. The best gift in Tahir's life. The best gift in Tahir's life. Tahir was born in a village in Tashkent. His father died before he was born. Tahir's mother looked after him. Tahir was 6 years old. His mother married a man by the name of Sultanbek. Sultanbek did not like Tahir, and Tahir did not like him. Sultanbek decided to send Tahir to a boarding school. Next day, he left his mother and went to live there. He was in boarding school for 2 years. Then he heard about his mother's death. He went home. There he found Sultanbek sitting on a chair. He looked at Tahir and said, "Your mother is dead. I have no money for your education. You must start working. Tomorrow you will leave for London." So at the age of 10, Tahir was in London streets without money, food, or home. He remembered his mother told him that in Tashkent lived his aunt, his father's sister. Tahir never saw her. He walked to Tashkent to aunt's house. So this is the introduction of the story. And this is the first part. So if this is understandable, so this is all for now. This is all for now. So see you soon.